important week. Rivalry week is always really exciting time for everybody. I know it's such a big game for everybody in the state of Mississippi, and a lot of fun to be involved in this game for us and our players. Also, though, we have senior night coming up, and you look at, even though we don't have a huge senior class, you look at what these guys have been through. The highs and lows during their career. To come in early in their career into a team that's competing in number one in the country, trying to compete for national championships, conference championships, also dealt with some adversity and going through a rougher season last year. But the guys, the leadership that these seniors have had and the stuff that they've gone through to put the program back where we expect it to be this season as a top 15 program nationally is really, really special for what these guys have been able to accomplish. And each of them has a great story. And I think if you look at every one of the seniors individually, what they've accomplished have done an awful lot for our football program. So, I know usually I'm always making sure we have a great, exciting environment, making sure encourage our fans to show up and creating that home field advantage for us. Man, I don't think I have to do that this week. I think they'll be pretty excited about this game. They usually are. So, we expect a great environment. We expect a fun day. Playing the game on Thanksgiving night is such a cool deal. I know I remember the game, when I was watching football when I was younger. I remember the game being played and watching it on Thanksgiving night. And I don't know. What else I got? Any other good notes you want me to say? No? I didn't even really read it, so I'm just checking now to make sure I covered something that Bill might have wanted me to say, but I'm good.
Coach, you mentioned the seniors. Hunter Bradley has a great story. Came back even after he had his degree. Just talk about how special that was and what it meant to have him on the team this year.
Huge, because as a long snapper, probably a very unheralded guy. You don't talk about the long snapper until he either does something wrong or he's not there. That's when you notice. And for Hunter to come back for a sixth year, having gone through several knee injuries, coming back for his sixth year, loves the program. Probably like a lot of guys, though. I know he loves the program, loves playing, and, pushing off the real world for another year is not a bad deal. It's not bad being a football player on scholarship at Mississippi State. Life could be a lot worse, for you. And he was smart. His funny story, actually did a good job negotiating academics with me through last season's off-season program. He said, Coach, I've been through 5 of them already. I'm tough, probably not going to get a lot bigger, faster, and stronger. I got some academic things to take care of. We kind of set my own program in place, and we did that for him. And but had a great opportunity to come back and get a master's degree and finish up in school is a unique story, and he's been a huge part of our team and program for the last 6 years now.
Ole Miss lost Shea Patterson, former 5-star quarterback. They bring in a JUCO guys that seems to really kind of level things out for him and keep things going offensively. What have you seen differently from him? What kind of challenges does he provide?
Well, you know what? I see them executing still at a high level. He throws the ball well. I think one of the things being a junior college player, coming in instead of maybe saying, hey, they've had to go with a true freshman as the backup quarterback coming in. He played a bunch of college. He played college football before getting there. So had some experience. Obviously did a great job of winning out to be the number 2 guy on the team. And has got a bunch of experience playing. I think they have very similar styles in what they do. He can beat you with his legs running the ball. May even be more athletic than Shea, even though Shea was. I think Shea's a really athletic guy. I playing him last year. I remember watching him in high school and then watching him play and playing against us last year, and I thought he's a lot more athletic than I thought he was on high school film. And as a dynamic playmaker. But Jordan really can do the same things for him. He throws the ball, understands their offense, makes the reads, but is also very dangerous, that he can beat you, not just with quarterback runs, but the ones that are more dangerous are the extending of plays and scrambling. I think those are the ones that, his ability to improvise makes it even more dangerous.
3 SEC games in a span of 12 days. How tough is that as a coaching staff to prepare for, especially this week with it being the shortest week of all?
Well, I think obviously it is. I don't how the schedule played out, they didn't even have to do that. I think they had a non-conference game as one of those games. So it's always a challenge, both physically and mentally. The mental grind of preparing for games against SEC West teams, which are always battles. I mean, like I said, you look at the difference between top to bottom in the West is not a lot. If you don't bring your A game, you're going to be in trouble every single week. So to keep that focus, that grind is huge. At the end of the season, it makes it tricky, just with injuries and guys being banged up. But I tell you, we practiced last night. It was, you don't want to get into the schedule right now because it's a Monday press conference with a Tuesday practice, and but then tomorrow's like a combo day. Tomorrow's a regular Wednesday, and Wednesday's a half Thursday, half Friday. It's a weird deal, so you kind of get all out of whack for the coaches and the players even. But it's a plan we've used in the past. Our guys know it, and coaches know it, and I love the attitude our guys, the approach they've taken, and how they came out last night. They came out ready to go at practice last night.
Coach, you guys left the post game at Arkansas and came directly here to the football complex, started getting ready for Ole Miss. That approach, the short turnaround there for you, how does that change maybe your mentality or your approach going to the ball game?
Well, it doesn't. You accelerate everything. Unfortunately, I usually like to enjoy a win on a Saturday. We didn't. We enjoyed it. Coach Cohen and I. He was very gracious enough to have the planes available for the coaches to fly home, and he flew home with us. So we enjoyed our plane ride home together. We had a good time on that. But the second you got off the plane, it became Sunday morning. Where the game's behind us, and we got to get grinding and get back to work and wrap this game up and get ahead to the next game. So. But besides that, I think everybody was ready for it, and it's just that mindset that that was a hard-fought win, a well-deserved win. But hopefully we get a win on Thursday, and we'll try to enjoy both of them on Friday and Saturday, and take a little combo 48-hour victory window this coming weekend to make up for what we missed last Saturday night.
Hey Dan, when you first got here, there was a lot of talk about school up north and that sort of thing. But now it seems to have simmered down a little bit.
They're still there. They didn't change locations, have they?
They have. But, you don't seem to bring it up as much as you did in the past. How come?
You know what? I don't. I think a lot in what we've tried to build here as a program. I think when I got here, that was a big point for a lot of our fans. Is that rivalry game, and we built off of that rivalry game. And created a lot of excitement off of that rivalry game. And now, we're looking to try to have our third 9-win season in 4 years. The fourth, right, since I've been here, and I think Bill had something, right? There were 3 before we got here. Oh, he's saying 5. Bill had 3. No, I don't know, whatever. But so there have only been 6 9-win seasons in a 118-year history. No? Okay. Whatever. But the as I look at it right now, I think we've changed a little bit of maybe the image profile, whatever the right word is. We've just changed the program around where now we're a nationally prominent program, with the expectation of being a top 20, top 15, top 20 team every single year. And so the program, I don't want to belittle it because it's still, this is the biggest game of the year, right, for us. Within the program, for our fan base. It's still the biggest game of the year. I don't want to downplay it. But we've also, I think, elevated the level of our program with a little bit more national prominence that is not all about one game now. We're trying to compete for championships in the SEC and national championships as a program. And I think that rise in prominence as the program has maybe brought other attentions, not just this one attention. So it hasn't dropped. I just think everything around it and within the program has raised up, and maybe so it doesn't seem that it's an all-or-nothing game anymore.
Had obviously a lot of success on the ground last year in Oxford and things. Had new defensive coordinator and things for Ole Miss. What's similar and different with that Ole Miss defense?
Well, different schematically. They got different players. There's not a whole lot you can take from last year's game. different head coach, different offense coordinator, different defense coordinator. So a whole new operation that you're going against. So I don't really put a lot into last year's game. And to be honest with you, when you play the rivalry games, record last year's game, what happened the year before or 2 years before that, or 9 years ago out here or 8 years ago, whenever it was my first game out here against them. That's all. None of that really holds a lot of weight for this one.
Hey, Dan, anything new regarding the health of Des Harris or Donald Gray?
No. I don't expect either of those two guys to be back this week. So we should get Brandon Bryant. We're hoping to have him back, and Keith Mixon back. And they said there's an outside chance Gabe Miles could be back for this game as well. So that would be that'd be big, for us. But both Donald and Des will not be available for this game. And Des be questionable for both. Donald had surgery that day on a hernia, sports hernia, so he'll be done.
Not really a game question so much, but with the game being on Thanksgiving, what's kind of the game plan for just celebrate the holiday kind of deal for your guys?
For my guys or me? I can't speak for everybody, but we'll do okay. Figure out my days here for y'all real quick. So usually it's a Tuesday night of this week, okay, which is kind of a half Wednesday, half Thursday. But Tuesday night we'll have a Thanksgiving family dinner. Coaches' families will come and all the players after practice. So we'll have a family dinner here, kind of Thanksgiving for them at the facility. Now, Wednesday is pregame. Thursday's game day. So that doesn't change. Then we'll finish up after the game Thursday night. Hopefully with big smiles on our face and a nice centerpiece for Thanksgiving dinner at my Thanksgiving table on Friday. The players will be off for the weekend. We'll get everybody back in Sunday night to kind of get ready for exams and go through a bowl schedule of what we're looking at with the possibility, what bowl games might be possibility, and how the schedule will play out for those. But everyone will have that time off to go spend family time. I think my brother and his family, my dad are coming in, so we'll have a really nice Thanksgiving dinner. Friday, usually we come in. I think I'm ringing the Salvation Army bells Friday morning, 9 a.m. You can usually find me out there. It's a Walmart. We're a Kroger this year. I'm a Kroger. Was that last year? They all blend together after so many, I guess. But I'll be out there Friday morning. We'll come in as a staff. We'll wrap up the game Friday morning as a staff to put that behind us. Everyone will go enjoy Thanksgiving dinner, and then we'll come back in Sunday to go through recruiting schedule for the first week, and then we'll go Sunday night have a team meeting to start that to get ready for the next schedule. But those are my holiday plans. Probably a lot of football. Got to find time to work out because I will eat a lot, and recruiting season usually is not a healthiest time of year either for coaches. You usually put on a couple pounds. I don't want to hurt it too bad.
You may have mentioned this before, but what is Des dealing with?
Where's Des? Oh, Des had a thigh bruise. So Des had, and it was one of those deals, had a thigh bruise. It wouldn't stop swelling, had to go into the hospital. And with the amount of bruising, it turned into a rhabdomatosis situation, which you see with a lot of the dehydration, with the kidney processing of all of this stuff that went on. It still has swelling in the leg, which can be dangerous, fortunately. He was in the hospital at the time and, did a great job. So it's just going to be an extended period of time till he gets the clear medically with his body processing everything. We've had a couple guys deal with those in the past. Usually it's more of a summer heat-related injury, but just with when Dan told me that, I knew that was going to be a problem.
How have you felt like Matt Luke's handled being elevated to interim head coach?
I haven't paid close attention to it. I think they're guys. They play hard. They're doing fairly well. It doesn't seem like they're a team that's distracted by all the different issues surrounding their program right now. And obviously that's not an easy situation to be in as a coach with a lot of uncertainty. But from what I've seen, it really hasn't been a distraction for them. I mean, they've gone out. Their guys play hard every week. They compete every week. And, without knowing any ins and outs of actually what's going on day to day within their program, it seems like he's doing a pretty good job handling the situation.
Hey, Coach, do you want your guys to embrace the emotions of this game, or would you rather them treat it as, just another game?
I want them to embrace it, and I don't have to worry about it. They do. It's not another game. Rivalry games are just not. And so it's an important game for everybody, and I don't even have to bring it up. I mean, they know. We treat everything it's a little differently. It is one of the fun parts about the game being on Thursday is it makes it unique in its own way that way. I mean, there's a lot of unique things about this game, and I think everybody in our program embraces it. And I mean everybody in our program. I mean, I'm not just talking about the players or the coaches, the trainers or everybody in this building. I'm talking about everybody in the Bryan building. I know embraces it. I know everybody in the president's office certainly embraces it, and it's a big game for Mississippi State people, and it's a big game for their people as well. I mean, just the bragging rights within the state. It means a lot, and so that's what makes rivalry games so fun. It's what makes college football so special. That's what's fun. This makes it a fun weekend around the country.
Aries didn't play in the first few series, I think, at Arkansas. I think was that just a game plan deal, or?
No, it was a team discipline deal with him. That we just handled internally with a discipline deal that he wasn't going to start the game and play the first two series. Wasn't going to play the first two series, so not a major issue, but something just Coach Knox and I decided we wanted to just prove a point with.
Would that roll over to this week?
No. It wasn't much of it. It was a much more minor issue.
And there's a lot of unique things off the field with this rivalry as well, especially over the last 12 months or so. What's your take on sort of like the level that it's gotten to sort of off the field?
I don't know. I don't see that. You know what I mean? I think there's certain kind of distraction things that people outside of the programs have brought on. But I don't think within the teams that has a huge effect. I mean, you're talking about guys on the team that played against each other in high school, that knew each other through recruiting and high school and growing up, in the rivalry part of it. I think that's what sticks to is the bragging rights to win the game on the field. So I think that's probably a lot more for all the chat line, or is that what you call it? A chat, like the message board? There you go. Is that like old chat lines or? Oh, geez, my bad. I don't know. With these, with these rivalries, there might be one. You know what I mean? That you can call up to talk about the issues and problems, like what all the fans go and vent on. But it is. I think that's much more of the passion of the fans off the field, that sort of stuff, more than the game itself.